Welcome to another episode of the Bert's Books podcast. I'm here with Michael this week.
Hello.
I was trying to work out when the last one that you did was.
2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
I couldn't remember. It's
nice to see you too.
Well, I can't remember, but I don't think we actually included anything that you recorded. Because I think you did the intro and the outro, but we'd already done.
Mistborn.
Oh, we did do Mistborn, yes. Did you hear that Leon had replied to us?
No.
Well, you need to listen to last week's podcast.
I'm always a week behind.
Because we had a nice bit of feedback about the Mistborn review.
Oh, good. Okay.
Which I included in that.
I will listen.
Bert's Books, have been shortlisted for the Nibbies.
Lovely.
Again.
Very nice.
I'm just going to say, 4 years on the trot, we've not got any further than this stage.
Got really good at losing.
C.L. Taylor replied to us on Instagram saying, surely this year you can...
Do you want to explain for people what the Nibbies are?
Oh, okay. So the Nibbies are basically the National Book Awards. They're run by the bookseller. And they do lots of sort of trade awards like Agent of the Year, Bookshop of the Year, Publisher of the Year. They also do lots of the sort of book awards. So there's like a crime novel of the year, book of the year, best-selling romance of the year. So it's kind of industry and public awards.
Very nice.
So and it's a big event every May. And the way this section of it works is that they reveal by region the finalists. So we are one of 10 finalists for the Southwest.
Lovely.
Some areas have fewer bookshops, so they have fewer. They have fewer people on the list. I don't know. I mean, it's all quite. So, like the East of England only has 5 finalists.
Okay.
But I think that's a base of A, it's about who enters. And B, about the quality of those entries. But I don't know. It's not something I get. So I do. I mean. So what's the word? Full disclosure. I do freelance work for the bookseller.
Yes.
So I hear some of this work. Well, it doesn't because we didn't win last year.
Yeah, true.
But I don't. Yeah, so I don't know how it works. We generally just don't talk about it because I enter. But my understanding is that they seem to have capped it at 10 per region.
Sure. So
it might be that 11. People from the Southwest applied and they've just picked their best 10. It could be that only 10 applied and they picked the best 10.
Fair enough.
But in the East of England there are only 5. That doesn't mean only 5 applied.
No.
It could be that 7 applied and they just decided that 2 of them weren't.
Fair enough.
So but I think it looks like the maximum of 10. But then what happens is they'll pick a regional winner, which might be us. We'll find that out next month.
Very nice.
And then in May there's a big event in London.
Final winner.
Where you get a final winner. So it's only like 5 or 6 regional winners, I think. So that'd be interesting. I mean, I'm not expecting to win because there's so many other bookshops out there doing amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it depends on who the judges are and what they're looking for.
Yes.
But like we do lots of good stuff, and just constantly. But we don't we do a bit of charity stuff, but we don't do loads of charity, or we don't do like loads of supporting indie authors. We just do lots of little.
Exactly,
we do little bits of lots of things.
Yes.
So it depends if somebody's got an agenda that they really want to find. They really think this year the winner ought to be a bookshop that has pushed romantasy to the sort of extreme. That's not us.
No.
So we're not going to win.
No.
But so it all comes down to what the judges are looking for.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fingers
crossed.
Well, fingers crossed. It'd be nice if we do win. Well, it would be lovely if we do win because you get £5,000.
Well, that'll do.
Well, you get £5,000 off your bill. The wholesaler.
Still,
all right.
That's better than nothing.
Better than a kick in the whatsits.
Yeah.
I want to also say about how we've had some brilliant events.
Yes, it's been very busy.
So we've been talking about those a lot. Since the last podcast, we had our final event of sort of like a run of them. We had Jenny Godfrey. I already talked about that.
Will Dean.
We had Will Dean and we had Harriet Tyce.
Yes.
Off of The Traitors.
Yes. Are you allowed to ask her much about that?
No, did I not tell you? I got an email prior to the event saying maximum of 2 questions about the traitors.
Did you do 2 questions about the traitors?
Well, no, I said I didn't want to talk about the traitors. I wanted to talk about the book.
That's fair enough, yeah.
So, like, we alluded to the traitors a little bit
Yeah.
because I was like, "Oh, you've been busy recently," and
And also, she must be bored of every interview going, "Oh, so you're going to write a book about that then now?"
Well, I did ask that.
Well, of course.
But she said no.
No, because, it would be too obvious to do. And also, there are a lot of books out there now, because these sort of shows have become quite popular, there seems to be a lot of books out there based on these things where someone really does die.
Yeah.
Which was actually done about 20 years ago by Ben Elton in Dead Famous, which was set in a Big Brother-esque house.
Yes, he did.
And someone murdered in that.
There was a moment, I'll be honest, where I'd asked that, and she started kind of giving that reply. Lots of things have done this reality TV thing, and then I was a bit nervous because Will has done that.
Oh, has he?
And so I was sort of like, oh, I hope she's not going to just diss that whole genre.
He's not stupid.
While she's standing next to me. No. But no, it was a wonderful event. I think both Harriet and Will had a good time. We've had both of them in the shop before, so it was nice to see them again.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. And now, I've only just sort of realised, having sort of got to the end of that, it has been an intense start to the year this year. I am ready for a break.
Yes.
We've got a month now before the next event.
That's true.
But
I've got a week off before then, so that's
do
fine.
as well. But I've got the festival of tomorrow.
Oh yes.
So I'm off to a festival on Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
It's not a muddy festival in a field. It's in an old school.
That's fine.
So that's quite all right.
It's my kind of festival.
There's a little cafe that does a lovely bacon.
Oh, there you go.
So I'll go there.
That's all right.
Are we talking about books? Well, we are talking about books.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Witch Trial today by Harriet Tyce, because that's out this coming
Lovely.
week. So actually Harriet came to us before it's
Yes.
published. So we've had the stock a little while.
Yes.
She's done some signed copies. So there are signed copies available as I speak to order.
Very good.
But so I'm talking about that. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Kaiju Preservation Society.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Brace yourself.
Okay, good. Both of those coming up on the other side of this music. It feels like all I do on the podcast these days, and on Twitter and on Blue Sky, is talk about Harriet Tyce.
Yes, well.
I mean, I am now a Harriet Tyce fan account.
Nice. Of course you are, yes.
But have I told you the story? I think I may have mentioned this to Esme earlier in the year. But when Bert started, like the first ideas for it, I'd been made redundant from WH Smith. And it was like, well, what do I do? And I was sat in a bar in Bath, of all places.
Lovely.
With various authors. And like...
Salman Rushdie to your left.
Yes.
Yes.
Oscar
Wilde to the right.
Margaret Atwood was behind the bar making cocktails.
She would be, that's her style.
So I was with... it was actually Headline were doing a bit of a road show with some of their new debut authors.
Sure.
And at the time, the main publicist at Headline was a woman named Georgina Moore, author of Now the Garnet Girls.
Yeah.
So she was there. And Rick Samada, who's a journalist for The Guardian, he's been on Shelf Life. He was there. He did a non-fiction memoir. Dominic Nolan, Vine City.
Yes.
He was there. And so was Harriet Tyce.
Lovely.
And it was around that time, that was the conversations were, what do I do next? And kind of Bert's Books was born out of that, that night. So like Harriet was kind of there at the beginning.
Nice. And for that reason you're going to discuss Lisa Jewell's new book.
So now let's talk about... No, Harriet's got a new book out.
Yay!
And just in time for her to be at the very top of her sort of marketing powers as this comes out, Traitors has been over for about a month.
Yes.
I'm assuming she's won.
Well, yeah. As we record, we've seen 3 episodes.
Yes, but I think she'll have won.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely. She was very, very good. Or she'll be out in the very next episode.
Yes. It's a good job I'm watching this year, otherwise this would mean nothing to me, this conversation.
Yes. Let me tell you. Well, let's stop talking about the Traitors, because if anyone isn't listening,
that's true,
isn't watching, they won't know what's going on. But I will tell you instead about Witch Trial. Not that trial. This trial.
Okay.
It's her new one. It comes out this week. Let me read you the blurb. When 18-year-old Christian Shaw is found dead in an Edinburgh park, the city reels. and the shock only deepens when police charge her best friends, Eliza Lawson and Isabel Smith, for her murder. As social media explodes and headlines scream for justice, rumours of bullying spiral into something darker, whispers of rituals, obsession, and a teenage pact gone wrong. Matthew Phillips, a respected heart surgeon, is reluctantly called for jury duty, but as the trial unfolds and the girls reveal a killing defence no one saw coming, he begins to question everything: the motives, the evidence, even his own judgment. Who is telling the truth? Who can be trusted? And what really happened to Christian Shaw?
Ooh. See, now, because it's called Witch Trial, I assumed it was going to be set in the time of witch trials and
Nope.
stuff. And even the first paragraph of the blurb, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds right. And then it said social media, and I went, oh no.
No, it's very much a contemporary
Yes.
novel. Christian, not a boy, it is a girl.
Lovely.
I don't think I've ever come across a girl named Christian before.
No, don't think so.
But yes, we have now.
Lovely.
It's all told from Matthew's point of view, and what's really interesting is that you know how some books are like part one, and then there's like,
Yes.
and then you forget that you were in part one, and then you
Yeah.
suddenly turn the page. Oh, I'm in part two.
Yeah.
Didn't I forget? It's that like the very first page says Exhibit A,
Okay.
and then you get the story, and it's split into days: Monday, Tuesday,
Sure.
Wednesday, Thursday. And Matthew is just being called for jury duty. He could have got out of it because he's a doctor. He could have just said, I'm a doctor.
Yes.
And they would have let him go. But he's kind of like, oh no, I kind of want to do this. And it soon becomes clear that he's got a teenage daughter of his own, 18, 19, same sort of age. And he's got a fractious relationship with his wife,
Lovely.
Rosalind. And he might be having an affair with somebody called Olivia. And
A busy man.
yes, busy man. But he's kind of like, do you know what? Actually, this gives me a chance to just get away from my normal life
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks. So he does, and he doesn't really tell anyone. He doesn't really have a normal phone. He's got, like, as I say normal, he doesn't got a smartphone. He's got like a brick.
Right.
So he doesn't really keep in contact with the outside world. He turns his phone off.
That's how we handle social media.
Yeah.
In these books again. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always
but-
got to be a
Well,
work
no, I
around.
mean, social media is in these books.
Sure.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
But he is, he's turning himself off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
that's
nice.
that's no bad thing.
No.
Because like he's been told he's not supposed to look up anything on this trial.
Yeah,
He's not supposed to talk to anyone about the trial outside of the jury room.
Of course. Yeah.
And it's quite scary. Like the thing that comes down, like you could get a prison sentence if you do. Like the judge talking to us, like, oh, all right, calm down. So it's quite a strict thing, and of course it's in Scotland, so there's
13 on a jury in Scotland.
there's more.
15.
15.
There you go. I knew it was an odd number.
There's 15 on a jury in Scotland, and there is also the possibility of saying not proven.
Of course. Yes. The three things on there. In Scotland. Yeah.
So we don't get any of the build-up. We just go straight into the trial.
Oh, okay.
And Eliza and Isabel are separately on trial. So it's one of those trials where there's a prosecution
Sure.
and then two defence barristers.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like one of them, I think it's Isabel's. Her defence lawyer just kind of doesn't say anything.
Okay.
She sounds like there's no further questions. And basically, what they are accused of is scaring Christian to death.
Right.
She has a heart condition,
Okay.
and they have caused her to become so scared that she's had a heart attack.
Right.
And the trial hinges on two things. One, they knew she had a weak heart,
Yeah.
but B, this is my old law A level coming through. I know
Lovely.
this. You have to take people as you find them.
Yeah.
So if you stab someone and they, in the gut or something, they would go to hospital, they would get a transfusion, they would be treated, they would survive.
Yeah.
You would be charged with assault
Yes.
of some kind. if that person was a Jehovah's Witness
Can't do a blood
and
transfusion.
can't do a blood transfusion, and therefore died,
Yeah.
you can't turn around and say, well, if they'd taken a blood transfusion, they would have survived. You are
Interesting.
responsible for their murder
Yes.
at that point, because you have to take them as they are. If they have a weak skull,
Yeah.
if you would just sort of tap somebody on the head,
Wow.
and they happen to have a weak skull, even though you don't know that,
Yeah.
your act has caused their death. It is murder.
Yeah.
Or at least manslaughter, depending on intent.
Yes. Yeah.
So the fact that there's an argument, we told you, you knew this, which is more about arguing to the intent of what they did, rather than like going into this knowing that you still did it. This you intended her to die. But there is also an argument of you were just horrible. You were trying to scare her. You knew that it would do her some harm.
Yeah.
And therefore murder. They claim, or certainly Isabel does, that the devil told them that Christine was going to die, and that they were just trying to ease the way, help prepare her.
Right.
So they did a few rituals. They did like funeral preparation.
Yeah.
And that's why they're doing it. They are not pleading diminished responsibility. They're
Sure.
not saying that they are insane.
Yeah. They're
They're saying no, this is genuinely true. This is what we're doing. And psychologists have said there's nothing wrong with them. You can't. They're not trying to, and you can't blame this on a mental illness.
Yeah.
So then the evidence is presented, and as you go through, and what's quite interesting about this is that I've read a couple of books in the last year or two that are told from the point of view of a legal case. So
I was going to say the Cutthroat trial was
the Cutthroat trial
last year, wasn't it?
which is interesting because everyone on Twitter and Blue Sky is now saying that
Harriet's secret barrister.
is Harriet the secret barrister.
I hadn't even thought about
because
that.
she mentioned the secret barrister.
Yeah, of course.
She mentioned being the secret barrister during one of her two camera moments because she hasn't told people in the castle that she's barrister.
No.
However, having read the Cutthroat trial and having read Witch trial, she is not that person.
No.
Their writing style is very different.
Yeah.
But there was also Guy Morpus,
of course,
who wrote a trial in 3 acts,
Yes.
which was also all told from the perspective of a criminal trial.
I still haven't read that.
And this was, I just find it really interesting because it's a really unique way of telling something, because you're just presented with a sort of a fait accompli. Like this is what happened. This is who did it. This is how they did it. Do you believe that?
Yes.
And what this one does differently to those others is it's got that occultism in there. Although that's not it's not the main thing.
No.
But Matthew, who is the foreman, he's the jury member. He's got sort of, they don't decide who the foreman is until the trials, until the defence has rested and what have you, but he's kind of got his eye on being the foreman. And his behaviour becomes more and more erratic as the trial goes on.
Okay.
He is not coping well. He's living in a flat that is his flat that he kept when he moved in with his wife, and they've rented it out, but it's empty at the moment. So he's just staying in there. He's getting eczema. He's getting this rash on his hand, and sort of as the book goes on, it just gets further and further up his arm, and it goes onto his face, and he starts off the trial in a crisp suit, being a professional doctor. He's just in jeans and a t-shirt by the end, and it's just he's slowly losing his grip.
That's the devil.
Is it the devil?
Is it the devil?
Is it the devil? I'm going to say no more.
No, fine.
Except that suddenly you get to a point that says end of Exhibit A, and everything changes.
Oh, okay. Okay. You've set that up quite nicely.
Yeah, I did. See what I did there? Foreshadowing that was.
Well done.
Yeah, you'd forgotten about Exhibit A, hadn't you?
I had.
Yeah. So it's really good, and when you get to that moment, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's sort of only the very last part of the book.
Yeah.
But it changes everything.
Yeah. I like that.
And it's really really good. I really liked it.
The story seems based, I don't know if it is or not, it puts me in mind of the Slender Man case. Are you aware of this?
I don't know the case, but I know of
Slender Man was like an online meme of like a creepy figure who appeared in things. And basically there was a case, I think it was in America, and there was two girls who became obsessed with Slender Man and decided he wanted them to kill. And they killed a fellow student and went to prison for it. But it just feels like that sort of the occult, sort of like the devil is saying, "Oh no, we need to do this." Same sort of vibe as that. But yeah, nasty. Sorry, but yeah, just put in mind of.
There's a book called Slender Man. I don't think it's available anymore, but it was written by Anonymous.
Yes, I think because they've sort of have rode back on a lot of Slender Man stuff because it led to awful things.
But that was really interesting because that was told through like WhatsApps and memes and stuff, and it was very interesting. That's Witch Trial by Harriet Tyce. She's coming on Monday, tomorrow, I think.
Lovely.
To sign copies of her book.
Good.
So be quick, you might get one.
Lovely.
Other than that, just order one online and you can get one there.
Crack in.
Go to bertsbooks.co.uk, and you can also probably get hold of some signed other ones by Harriet Tyce as well.
Yes, I'm sure that's something.
She's also going to be with Will Dean.
Yes, lovely.
So that's going to be a nice evening.
Yeah.
Bertsbooks.co.uk. It's time for my favourite part of the week, and that is, of course, the bestseller charts. This is where we look at what is selling across the country and at Bert's Books. Now, it is this time of year, regular listeners will know that around February, March time, the charts are overtaken by the World Book Day books. However, I ignore all of those for the purposes of this countdown, and we are going to start at number 10, which actually would have been number 20 if the World Book Day books were counted. But we are saying it's number 10, and it is It Should Have Been You by Andrea Mara, down 6 places from last week. Girl Moments by Coco Wyo is up 3 places to number 9, and another Coco Wyo book, Cozy Corner, sticks around at 8 for a second week. Dilly Court's Wild Rose is down 4 places to 7, and The Night Prince by Lauren Palfreyman is a new entry at number 6. No Move at number 5 for Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed, and at number 4, up 2 places, it's Frida McFadden's The Housemaid. Claire Douglas has a new one out. Well, in fact, actually, it's not a new one. It's an old one. It's from 2016. It's come back into the charts. It's this week's number 3. And at number 2, it's No Move for Lisa Jules' Don't Let Him In, which means that Frida McFadden takes another week at number 1 with Dear Debbie. Let's take a look at the Bert's Books pillar of popularity now. Now, it is half term, so it's been a very busy week, and we had an event with Will Dean and Harriet Tyce on Monday. So it's no surprise to see Harriet Tyce in at number 5 with Blood Orange, her first book. At number 4, it's Bunny vs. Monkey, the intergalactic monkey business. It's a re-entry to the pillar for that one, and the first time this year for it. At number 3, it's The Barbecue at Number 9 by Jenny Godfrey. She obviously was with us for an event the previous week, but still doing really well at number 3. Will Dean came to visit us on Monday, and his newest one, Adrift, is at number 2, which means that Harriet Tyce's latest novel, The Witch Trial, is at number 1 on the pillar of popularity. Will it still be there next week? Well, there is only one way to find out, and that is by listening to the Bert's Books podcast. Go on then. So, I have gone back to... You'll remember your man, John Scalzi, who wrote the book about the moon turning to cheese. Oh, yeah, turned it into a baby doll.
Yeah, you hated that book, but...
No, I haven't read the book,
that's
so I can't
true.
say I hated the book.
That's true.
But everything you told me about it makes me hate that book.
However, if you want to read one...
I think you're not a very good salesman. What are you doing here?
Oh, you hired me. If you want to read When the Moon Hits Your Eye, in which the moon turns into a lump of cheese, it's available on the website, and it's very, very good, if you like that sort of thing. This is John Scalzi, another book by him, called The Kaiju Preservation Society.
And what is a kaiju?
Kaiju is a great big Japanese movie monster. So Godzilla is a kaiju, King Kong, Mothra, that sort of thing is a kaiju. So, I'll give you the blurb. Jamie's dream was to hit the big time at a tech startup. Jamie's reality is a humiliating layoff, then a low-wage job delivering takeout. Things look beyond grim until a chance delivery to an old acquaintance. Tom has a vacancy on his team. The pay is great, and Jamie has debts. It's an easy choice to make. But Tom's animal rights organisation is way more than it seems. In an alternate dimension, massive dinosaur-like creatures roam a tropical world, but they need support to survive, and the Kaiju Preservation Society wants to help. However, others want to profit. Unless they're stopped, the walls between worlds could fall, and millions could die.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it starts in 2020. Just before we've gone into the first lockdown.
Right.
So Jamie is working for a Uber Eats sort of company called Food Mood, but spelt
Nice.
F-U with an umlaut D, M-U with an umlaut D.
Sidebar, in my Dungeons and Dragons group,
Yes.
we have created an Uber Eats. It's called Uber Feast.
Very nice. I like it. Yes, so he's working for Food Mood, and his boss basically says to him, you're doing a great job, but we're restructuring, because obviously the way that COVID's going to come down the line, we're going to have to get rid of people. He gets rid of quite a few executives, but sets them up on an account already with when they say they can just go and be delivery boys with his company.
Nice.
And he's like, well, I don't, I'm on much more money doing this. I don't want to be a delivery guy. But within a month, that's what he's having to do, because he can't afford to do anything else. Exactly. So he started doing that, and then he takes delivery to a guy called Tom, who he knew from university, and
Where is this set?
New York.
New York.
We're in New York, and they get talking. Tom does a lot of deliveries, and they keep talking every time, find out more about Tom's job. And Tom says, "Are you looking? Do you want work? As my company can do this. We work with big animals," and that's all Jamie's told. But go to this person today, and you can.
You too can work
and
with big animals.
Sign big animals. And Jamie's gone, well, I've got nothing else going on in my life. Okay, why not? So he turns up with this thing. It's all a bit shady, and they ask him lots of questions about his medical history and his background and what he can do. And basically, his summary is, I can lift things. And they're like, great, we need someone to come lift things. That would be great.
Wonderful.
You need to start with lift things. And it turns out he's really into sci-fi as well.
Yeah.
But he's and everyone else he meets who's been signed up to this is basically a doctor of chemistry and a geologist, a doctor of medicine, and he's just
He sort of turned up by accident.
Yeah, sort of. He's going, I lift things. Whenever everyone asks what he does, that's just his response. And it turns out,
it's like the little fella from Game of Thrones.
Yes,
I
indeed.
drink and I know stuff.
That's my motto. Yes. So so they end up going to they end up flying out to Greenland, where there is an abandoned...
the 51st state.
Indeed. Where there is not currently at time of recording, where there is an abandoned nuclear reactor in the middle of Greenland. And they land there in complete tip-top secrecy and have this, they get sterilised, go through this room, and end up in a jungle.
Okay.
But it's still Greenland. And it turns out it's an alternate Earth, where evolution has gone very, very differently, and these kaiju all live there, which are basically great big monsters. They're skyscraper tall. They're not. They supply them as kind of going, don't think of them in terms as any animal you know.
Yeah.
Because their evolution has been entirely different. So they've sort of got legs, sort of got mouths, sort of got eyes, but they're not legs, mouths, and eyes. They're a whole other way of doing things.
Right.
So you don't get much description actually really of what the kaiju look like, because it's too weird. So you sort of carry on. But it turns out that basically when we set off nuclear bombs in the 40s, a kaiju came through to our universe to feast on the nuclear waste.
Oh, that's good. Somebody needs to eat it.
Yes, but it was then destroying Japan or wherever it was safety came from.
Right.
So it wasn't very good. It turns out that whenever a nuclear bomb goes off, it weakens the force between these two worlds.
Yeah.
And then the kaiju can come through and destroy humanity. But when we get to the other side, it turns out kaiju have evolved to have nuclear reactors inside them, and that's what keeps them alive.
Interesting.
Yes. So
yes. Metal machines or biological machines?
Biological.
Biological.
It's all biological
Functions that are essentially the same as a nuclear.
Yes, exactly. So whereas we would have blood and things like that, they've got nuclear
They've
power.
got fusion.
Exactly. So they are enormous, and that's how they run. That's how they work. But
does that mean we could take one and run civilization off of it?
No, because you can't control them. Like I said, they're the size of skyscrapers.
What if we sedated it?
You can't sedate.
But
them.
theoretically, could we plug the kettle in?
Possibly yes, but it's not worth the risk, and no one can afford to take the risk to do it. But it turns out the planet that they're on, the kaiju, they're very rare because they're so large, but they're dying off, and the people who are there are like, well, we'll try and protect them and save them, so their planet can carry on as it is. It turns out,
are they in that world are they dangerous to the people of that world?
There are no people in that world.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
our people
Yes.
have gone to that world
Yes.
and are trying to save them.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Basically, yeah. So there's no humans in that world at all. But now there are, but they're from our world. And basically it turns out that there's a massive conspiracy going on. There's a lot of funding from governments and billionaires to keep this project running and keep these things working.
Why?
Because humans fundamentally are pretty good and go, well, these things need our help, so
Not
we'll try and help
billionaires,
them.
though. What's
No.
their agenda?
Because it could be useful for power and later.
They had my idea, didn't they?
Exactly. They could do stuff like that going on.
Plug the kettle in.
But there's a whole thing of saying, like, well, how come if so many people know about this? It's like it's sort of an open secret in the government stuff. Why has doesn't ever been revealed? And they kind of go, well, if you came running up to the news and went, oh my god, there's an alternate planet for the Kaiju, and you've got no proof for it, 'cause you can't take cameras or anything, there's no evidence for this, are you going to be taken seriously?
No.
Exactly. So everyone just keeps doing
Those sort of open secrets around the book world all the time.
Exactly, as well we know. So, but you get occasionally things where, like, billionaires and politicians will come and visit from our world to see it and go, oh, okay, this is what our money's doing.
And what do you do?
You go, exactly.
The Queen is probably there.
Possibly, yes. At no point is it mentioned the Queen has been.
I'd love to have seen that chapter.
Yeah, exactly. But you see a few people who've turned up to see it, and you get sort of hints at who some of them are as well, but never named, but you kind of get the impression Elon Musk has come through, and, some of them are more worthy than others, and blah, blah, blah. And, yes, so then it's set in this other world, and then basically there's two giant kaiju, they're all giant, breed quite close to the site of where they are, and that sets off a great big whole nuclear reaction and everyone's in trouble. So yes, they now have to try and protect the world from another kaiju going through to our world, or people coming through unbidden to kaiju world.
See, now this one sounds good.
It's very silly, but it
doesn't sound like it's created a world, it's set its rules,
and
it sticks by them,
and that's really what it is. So the rules I don't like. I said, the biology of the animals is mad. You're not really clarified on any of it.
See, I would have had a lot less issue with the cheese moon thing if it had just been, boom, nuclear fission, alternate planet, moon is made of cheese.
Yeah, okay,
because that's its own world.
I still don't think I've explained that to you.
Whereas this world
enough.
has its rules.
Yes.
And we know those rules.
Yes, exactly.
So it can't just be giant bits of cheese floating in space.
Okay. So this is full on sci-fi.
Still don't know where the cow came from.
Full on sci-fi, full on brilliant and very, very funny as well. Because Jamie's just a bit daft. He doesn't really, like I say, he's not really meant to be there. Yeah, he lifts things.
Does that come in handy?
Very much so.
I thought it might.
Yeah. So his job while he's there is to basically just kind of go, okay, we'll do this. But the sort of like people come in and stay for 6 months, then go again. And so there's always a rotating number of people.
Like the space station.
Yes, basically the space station. Yeah. But I think about 200 people at a time go through.
Now, you've read quite a few Scalzi.
I've read quite a few Scalzi.
How does it stack up?
It's really good. It's not the longest one. I really enjoyed it.
Is it his newest one? Is it new?
No, 2022.
Okay.
Like I said, he started writing it during COVID. So COVID does feature quite heavily in it as well. There's a little gag at the beginning of that where he gets like basically all his vaccines and shots to go through to the alternate universe because there's loads of viruses there and everything. And they kind of go, okay, here's this one, here's all these. These are for the parasites on the things. These are for the things themselves. These are what's in the universe, in the air, sorry. And this one, by the way, is a COVID vaccine. Here you go. But it's months before anyone else has a COVID vaccine. And then it turns they've all been wearing masks the whole time, but it's never really mentioned because you didn't mention it at the time. And then he meets his boss again. She's like, good, I can take this off now because we don't have to pretend that there's no vaccine. So, but if you ever meet any like people from our world again,
you have to
put it back on. Yeah. So, which is quite fun. But yeah, it's just a good adventure romp.
Good.
I really liked it. Yes.
How many has he written?
That's a good question, isn't it?
Because I know of 3 at least. Oh, there's a whole list.
Yeah, there's a list. So what's that? 3, about 24.
Wow. How many have you read?
4, I think. Kaiju Preservation Society, Red Shirts.
Red Shirts,
new
that's
one,
the one.
Yeah, and Agent of the Stars. I think are the ones
Agent of the Stars, I forgot about that one, yeah.
Yes, well, I've done that on the podcast too. Yes, but they're all the standalone ones. He's done a couple of series as well, which I haven't read. But I would do more and things. I'm curious to do more of his. As I say, Red Shirt's the one you really need to read.
Yeah, I know. I think I should.
Um,
but I've told you before, mate, and I know like, I can't really get on with Star Wars because I know Star Trek so well. And so the rules of the world of Star Wars and the culture and everything there just feels wrong to me.
That's fair. I think
it's like I can't. It's one of the reasons why I'm not great at fantasy that's set in our world.
Yeah.
Because I know our world.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whereas fantasy that's just boom in another
Yeah.
place, it's fine because that's you created the world and this is what it is.
I think
I know what happens in space. I know that if you go there and turn left, you get to the Klingon homeworld. Like.
That's why I think you'd like Red Shirts, because it is, for all intents and purposes, Star Trek.
Okay.
Just everyone's got different names.
Right. Well, maybe
it is as close as you can get without being legally problematic. But that's the point of it as well. It's meant to be like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Cool.
Where could you get it?
At Bert's Bookstore UK.
Wonderful. Do you think we should do a John Scalzi subscription?
Maybe. I'll add it to my list.
Add it to your list. That is everything for this week. We've talked about Witch Trial.
Yes.
You remember that?
Sure.
Yep, good. We've talked about the Kaiju Preservation Society, which is all... That's just making me think of the...
Village Green Preservation
Society.
Society.
Yes, that one, that song.
Yeah.
Which also in turn makes me think of the Dawn French Jennifer Saunders sitcom Jam in
Jerusalem. Oh, yeah.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
They should bring that back.
Have you watched the new Dawn French sitcom?
I've seen the first episode.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't. I liked it.
Yeah.
And I've been told it gets better.
Well, worth perusing with, yeah.
Which is interesting because the first episode was good. I thought.
Yes.
So
yeah, it really was.
yes, I might binge that, but at the moment I'm currently binging Schitt's Creek.
Oh, of course.
Because that just felt like the right thing to do.
That's fair.
And do you know what? It's so joyous. Like if you could bottle that and turn it into a book.
Yeah.
I would love Dan Levy to write a book actually.
Yes.
Because I think
did he write Schitt's Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did. He was the executive producer, created it with his father.
Yes.
And I just think the world that they created there is so heartwarming.
It is a very lovely world.
And but funny as well.
Oh yeah.
So I've just got to the bit where he sings Simply the Best, which is just lovely. Anyway, we're not here to talk about TV.
We're not.
We're here to talk about books, and we have, in fact, talked about books. We've also talked about the charts, which was fun. I had to do a top 10 last week because we'd sold so many books at all the different events. It was just Val this and Jenny Godfrey that. And,
fair enough.
But it was nice. It was good. But I don't know what has. I mean, obviously, Will Dean and Harriet Tyce will be on the pillar.
The big ones this week.
But I don't know. I don't know what else.
Bunny versus Monkey is churning out because it's half term.
Yeah.
A lot of kids' books planning.
We've had a good half term so far.
Really good
Touch
half
wood.
term.
Don't want to say I think. But yeah, it's been a good start to the year. As well as just being incredibly busy, it's been a good start. So, which is good because I'm buying a house.
Yes, good.
So I need people to keep buying books. Sign up to the newsletter if you haven't already, because you've just missed one.
Yes.
Just sent one out and you've missed it. You can sign up by going to the homepage, and there's like a little box on there that you can fill in. It doesn't look very attractive at the moment, I'll be honest.
Okay.
But we have got somebody who's working on redesigning the website for us.
Lovely.
So I'm reluctant to really change anything too much because it's all going to change anyway. That's if you're on the website at the moment, you're thinking it's a bit rubbish. Bear with. We're working on it.
Yes.
We would like people to email in. They could email Bert at bertsbooks.co.uk. Still want people to write.
Yes.
Bert's Books, 54 Godwin Court, Swindon, SN1 4BB. Do that. And yes, don't forget to find. Oh no, I've forgotten the other bit. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, all of those places. And make sure that you follow us there because we'll talk about the signed books that we're getting. We're talking about the events that we're doing. We're talking about the pigeon that I spoke to in the car park the other day.
Why were you talking to a pigeon in the car park?
Well, I'd parked up and I got out of the car and was walking to where I needed to be.
Yeah.
And there was like a railing between the footpath and the river. And there was a pigeon on it. And out of nowhere, I didn't even know I was going to do this. I just went, "Good morning," said good morning to the pigeon, and then he started moving, and I was like, "No, don't worry, I'm just passing," because he was looking like he was going to fly off.
He started moving, going, "What's this weirdo talking?"
Yeah, he looked like he was going to fly off, and I just like, "No, don't worry, I'm just passing," and he stopped and he stayed, but then I turned the corner and this woman looked at me like I was They were bonkers.
Wow.
But he was still there when I went back later.
Lovely.
Or it was a different pigeon, probably. I don't know. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe to the podcast. That way you will not miss Pigeon Talk. Say goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, Michael.